This week we're going to take a look at a lecture that I've been preparing for my new Udemy course on how to play any guitar chord. And this is a lecture on drop 2 voicings, what they are and how they're played on guitar. Take a look. Okay, what we're going to take a look at now is drop 2 voicings. And this is something that I personally have struggled with, and I know that a lot of people do. So I hope that in this video I'm going to be able to clear up some of the confusion that might exist. And we're going to take a look first of all at the relationships on the music staff. Now, whether you understand music notation or not, at least if you understand that the notes go on either the spaces or the lines, and each one of those represents a scale degree, then this should be able to help you to understand the relationship between the notes in the drop 2 voicing. So let's go ahead and take a look on the music staff, and what we'll be doing is writing the notes of a C major triad, and then I'm also going to show you. I'm also going to show you on the chord chart once we get to one of the inversions that's particularly easy to play on the guitar, and I'm going to show you some also how inversions look on the music staff and how they are different from the drop 2 voicing. So let me go ahead. I'm going to draw a line here, and that's going to be our first note there. So do a first, third, and a fifth. They're all, if you stack them one on top of the other, they're all either going to be on lines or spaces. So in this case, the C is on a line, so the third and the fifth above it are also on a line. Now, these are the notes C, E, and G. And what we want to do, if we make an inversion of this chord, what will happen is we can either go up or down, but in this case, we're going to go up to create the first inversion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that bottom note, and that was a C, and I'm going to then draw that note. This is also a C above it. So you see that the relationship between that note that I just put down, put on the top there, is now it's a little bit different relationship between the other notes. So here we have a third, and here between these two notes we have a fourth. So that creates a little bit different relationship between the notes when you create an inversion. So if I do the second inversion, which I can do right now, I'm going to take, first of all, I'm going to erase this one. I'm going to do a second inversion. That note I just erased was an E, so the next E is going to be, whoops, so the next E is going to be right there. All right, so what I've done is I created 2 inversions of this C major chord. And what we have here right now is the G on the bottom, and we have an E on the top with a C in the middle. Now let's talk about drop 2 voicings that can be applied to any of the inversions of a chord. What you do with the drop 2 is different from how you construct chords from the first, third, and the fifth. That one you're going from the bottom up. When you do a drop 2, you're talking about the notes from the top. So you drop the second from the top note down to the bottom. That's what drop 2 is. So I'm going to erase this C note right here, and then I'm going to draw in a C on the bottom, and you'll see what happens here. What's happened is we now spread out this chord, and it's become a more open chord. This creates an entirely different sound, and what it does, it takes notes away from the melody note, which you can consider to be on the top. So now we have an entirely different sounding chord. Here's what it sounds like in the inversion that we had, the second inversion. Sounds like that. Now what we've got is this kind of sound. So what we've done is we've cleared away the notes surrounding this melody note. Now let's take a look at what happens with 4-note chords. That means you've got the first, third, fifth, and a seventh. And let me just draw those in. So we've got the first on the bottom, the C note, and this would be the E. Here we've got the G, and then we would add the B right there. That would be the 7th note. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do some inversions on this chord, and then I'm going to show you a particular drop 2 voicing that is very easy to play on guitar. So first of all, I'm going to do the first inversion. What we would have to do is we erase that C. I'm going to put that C on right there. So that will be the first inversion of this 4-note chord, and then we'd erase another one. So a second inversion, I just erased an E there, so then that E is going to be there. Oops, that E is going to be there. All right, so that's a second inversion. Now let's take this second inversion chord and do a drop 2 on it. So what we'll do is we'll take out that C right there, and then that note is going to be down here again. So now we've got this C here. The next note up will be a 5th above it, and then that will be a 3rd above that, and then actually this note here will be a 4th above this one. If I put this note right here, that's a C, and the next note above on the staff over there will be a G. G you can play over here. And the next note above that is a B. B will be right there. And then the next note above that is an E, so that will be right there. So this is probably a very familiar shape to you, and this is a drop 2 voicing of a C chord that you can play very easily on guitar. So now that we've got this chord, this is one of the most important drop 2 voicings on the guitar, and if we use this chord to start a scale of 4 notes going along the fretboard, along the diatonic scale, then what we'll find is we'll come across those other chords, which will be the minor 7 chord and the dominant 7 chord and the minor 7 flat 5 chords. And we'll see how that sequence fits together along the fretboard, and those are all drop 2 voicings. Alright, I hope that was useful and understandable. If anything wasn't clear, put me a note down below and I'll try and answer your question. If you'd like to know when the upcoming course is released, click the link below to the website, and over there sign up for the email list and you'll be informed right away, and you'll also receive a discount coupon when the course comes out. And you'll also find some other cool stuff over there too. And if you didn't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hit the bell so that you get informed anytime I post anything new. And having said all that, stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you soon.